Okay, I think we're actually live. Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm just introing us, but we've got a couple of soul sisters joining us for the closing of this power hour, just like we've been doing every day. As a recap, and if you are new to tuning in, the first 45 minutes of our day, we are co working. So we meet on a Zoom call as a small group, and we have 15-minute time slots, 3 15-minute time slots with prompts to get us going. And it has been so powerful. We started this on Monday. This is now Thursday, and it has been powerful every single morning to get us moving, even if we don't follow the prompt. Because that's been one of my things with joining co-working sessions that are guided like this. I've been hesitant because it's like I've got so much on my to-do list. I don't need another prompt. But number one, Celeste has crafted prompts for us that are so open-ended and yet focused that I have had every single day something on my to-do list that fits with the prompt. And the prompt just helps get me going with it. So that has been powerful. But then number two, even when it's been a little off and I've been like really kind of tweaking it, really pushing it to say that this prompt is what I'm working on today, even then, it has made me confident because I have a prompt to look at and go, okay, is this what I should be really working on? And I go, no, I have something more important. This is more important. Instead of defaulting to opening up my email or social media and just starting to send comments and doing vague, busy work that, yeah, this is furthering my business, but is it really? So it's
That's
been great.
Thank you. Do you know, like, it's so affirming for me. Like, there's so much affirmation in that, but there and confirmation, obviously. But it's really amazing too. I have spent so many hours building like GPTs and these kind of things that I am so happy to share them finally. Because it's the thing is the Soul Sister Project, right? That's been my heart is for women and stuff, but I have never wanted to lead with the tech. I always want to lead with heart, purpose, things like that. The tech just accelerates what we're already called to do. And that was the beautiful thing for me. Going to, and what you said about, like even just the co working hours and things like that. Well, the acceleration and the to-do list gets smaller and smaller because of the tech that I get to share with y'all, and that makes the biggest difference. Like it really, really does make a huge difference to be able to accelerate, get those things done on your list. But oh, it just warms my heart to be able to share them finally and not be in a like a marketing way. Like it's I'm not just throwing things at a problem on a landing page. I get to bring it in to a specific thing. It just it's so good. It's so good
Y'all,
for my soul.
listen, seriously. Listen to this because let me give you an example from today. So Celeste had a GPT that she provided as a part of the prompts because she knew that we would need this and it would make sense. But then midway through the session, I mentioned in the chat what I was working on, and she knows that I've got a Substack and I'm doing these long form posts, even though the prompt was more focused on short term stuff. And she's like, "Oh, hang on a minute," and then she drops in the chat, "Here's another GPT you can use to help with that long form post." And so she's just like pulling this stuff out. And that's the kind of bonuses you get by being a soul sister. So
Yes.
it's not like being a soul sister and joining the Soul Sister Project, joining these power hours. It's not this, you know, the webinars with the value stack, and this is what you get, and this is what you get, and this is what you get. But then when you get it and you go home and you open up that resource vault, it's like, oh, more things to sit in my files that I'll never open. More things that I'll forget about when I actually really need them. But the power hours being this central place, we are
Yeah.
here, we're saying what we're working on, and we're reminded, oh, you have this tool. Here's what you need. And I just got chills because, that Holy Spirit feeling, because God's like, yeah, that's what I do. We have everything we need. And we don't remember how to access it, or we don't even know how to access it, or we don't even know it's there. Like Celeste, I had no idea that you had that Substack assist until ChatGPT. I would
I
have
have
never
so
even known to
many.
ask.
Yeah, I have so many GPTs. I am obsessed. I think I built another one yesterday or started it and hadn't gotten it done completely. But like, I am obsessed with GPTs because they're so like they accelerate that implementation because that's really what I'm passionate about is just
Mhm.
do it.
The
Just
thing.
do it. Okay, so Sarah, we want to hear from you because yesterday was all kinds of crazy. Um, Tell us, so what day are you on? You're day 2, right? Day 2 power hours. Tell us, how's it
Yeah.
going?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. I got a lot done. Yesterday I was able to kind of work with the client and just kind of brainstorm with her of like what could be for her business. And she was just like blown away with like what we were able to do in an hour. And it just like it's just like when we did Bella the branding one. Like I just got goosebumps, and like teary eyed. Like it just like it's so soulful. And then today I am just working on some senior content. And so and my kids just woke up. So,
I was like, "What was that?" That sounded like something crashed. Oh, it's a
yeah,
kid. We're good.
I'm
Okay.
like, if it's not a coffee shop internet error, it's kids. But
It's okay.
anyway, um, and then I'm just trying to work on some content for high school seniors. So I was just digging through some like old Dropbox stuff I made earlier with the content thing when we did our little reboot. So I'm just slowly getting to today, but I'm happy
Yeah,
with
no,
what.
I mean, that's that's the thing about the power hours too, is it's not we're not gonna constantly be like running 15 minutes at a time. There's sometimes you have those slower mornings where you're just finding your foundation, your footing, but I looked up the stats yesterday because I didn't have completely, but okay, so 65% of people, right? They will implement something if they have accountability.
Yeah,
But in a co-working place where you're like there constantly, or not constantly, but you have that constant interaction, that constant accountability. It's not just a once a week, it's a daily thing. We're coming together, it's a community. 95% of people have success in not only implementing what they want to implement, but the follow through, like the actual follow through, because you can implement, y'all. I have built all kinds of stuff, obviously, right? These GPTs, but have I implemented them? No, not really. I had a Soul Sister accelerator that I did for a while. I don't know, for about 3 months this year, maybe 4. And then now we're doing the power hours. And the thing is about the accelerator, it was once a week. Some people could make it every week, some people couldn't, things like that. And we implemented for the hour that we were on, and then it was like, oh, and then it goes away, right? Even for me. But these power hours makes a difference in getting that stuff done. And I want to say too, and I want to get y'all's feedback as content creators, as people that are called to visibility, right? Not just as a service provider, um, but as a personal brand. Uh, because I think as like a photographer, Sarah, you're definitely, called to personal branding because it's your business, right? And then I know Sarah, she's been called to it for a long time. I mean, sorry, Jordan's been called to it for a long time since she was a child, but um, it took me a minute to actually understand that that was what I was called to. And but that's been my biggest bottleneck is me, because I overthink the words I'm putting out on the internet, and even with like specifically trained AI and stuff like that, those tools, it was so hard for me to actually post or even take the time to do it when I have so much other stuff to do, and I become the bottleneck because I get stuck in the hamster wheel. And God told me on Monday, get off the hamster wheel. Get off the hamster wheel. It wasn't doing me any good. I'm not getting any traction. I'm going around in circles thinking I am full force, running full force. And then I realized I'd been on the hamster wheel for 8 months thinking I was going full force forward. And God can do, He can do all, He turns all things to the good of those who love Him. And so many great things have happened, but I became the bottleneck in my personal brand. And have you all had seasons like that?
This morning. So during the power hour, I use the prompt instead of writing short form content. I use the initial prompt to then be the prompt for a long blog post. And even as I started brain dumping my draft, halfway through, I like froze up. And I've learned this. I've been a writer for a long time. So what I do when I'm drafting is instead of letting myself freeze up, I keep writing what I'm frozen about. So I felt myself freezing up. And so I just made a new paragraph, continued talking to the GPT, and said, I'm not even sure I want to share all of this. This is getting kind of personal. This is, yes, it's supposed to be, Substack is my peek behind the scenes, but this is a little bit too much of a peek, maybe. I'm not really sure. And I just let that be that and then continued talking. And so my prompt surrounding that brain dump was to create an outline for a blog post. So not to take my draft and like rewrite it into, because it was all over the place, right? But just to reorganize it. And then it gave me the bullet points, and it just re-solidified how having a process and taking things one step at a time and being willing to slow down instead of
Hmm.
just opening up Facebook and writing the post,
Yeah.
taking it over here. ChatGPT speeds me up and slows me down at the same time. Like, it's the best. It lets me slow down my process so that I'm not just emotionally posting on socials.
Real faces.
Yeah, this is better. Um, while at the same time speeding up my process and getting me out of my head in those moments of, okay, well, I don't know if I actually want to share this. Then what the GPT turned around with my outline, it has bullet points, and I'm like, no, I'm just not going to expand on that bullet point. I'm going to delete it. And it's,
Yeah.
the overthinking is gone.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love it too, like that too, because yeah, you can, instead of writing for people, right? You can absolutely got what you need to say, because sometimes we need to say it. Doesn't mean that we need to put it out there. Sometimes we need to say it, and then it's like all the power of that thought is taken away. It's been well, I don't know if it was like I don't know if it was a mindset issue for you, but like all the
It
power
was,
of
yeah.
that thought is taken away once it's verbalized, it's out, you can see it, like it's been put out, and then you can take it away and be like, okay, I see, right? And I've had so many breakthroughs
Mhm.
because of that process. I don't know about you, Sarah. Have you had breakthroughs like
I know, I
that?
was gonna say, like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people live in self-sabotage and like limiting beliefs and like, who am I to write this? Who am I to say this? Who am I to do this? And I'm like, where do I got pushed
There
off
you are.
here?
There you are.
Um, and so I think it just helps like take what you have in your head and instead of like dwelling on all of those things, like you can move forward because you're not living in your brain. You're like living in the words. And I'm always, if like, I always write stuff down. So I'm like, that's what I'm doing over here is like, I hear so many things like in what people say, quote bubbles or whatever. And so I've just kind of like leaned into that gift. And then it just helps me make content not only for them, but for me. And I just really enjoy writing content. So that's just where my
Yeah.
brain lives.
So are you constantly thinking in content? Because
My
it's not
head
a
is like
personal thing for me.
constantly telling stories. Like it's
Okay.
constantly like I'm like, yeah, you should live here. It's fun. Like,
I love it. Well,
yeah.
see, okay, I live in vision land. I have lots of visions, and then it's really a Holy Spirit that like taps me, hey, pay attention. And then I start, and then it's really been a process with my relationship with God on telling stories because I was silenced for so long. I don't know if probably a lot of people don't know my story, but I didn't really talk a lot until I was about 41. I am a verbal processor, but I wasn't taught to verbally process. And I know that sounds kind of crazy and that I was like 40, but I was stuck in this like cycle of this like really toxic behavior in my mind and my body, my everything, right? And my content kind of came out like that too. It was like either all really negative and focused on the struggle or all really toxic positivity in the way of even like in the Christian way, right? Like just throwing a verse out there and stuff like that. Like I posted for the day. And so the storytelling has really evolved as I actually learned to verbally process because I didn't know this either. I'm an extrovert. Like I had no idea. I thought I was an introvert because I was so stuck. I was so in bondage. And social media has actually been my outlet. So anyways,
Yeah,
but when I go silent, just know I'm in my mind. I really
mhm,
am.
same.
So
I work with a girl that does somatic body work, and she was like you have so much stuck energy, like, and I'm like, how do we fix it? And so, like, we always want like
yeah,
an immediate answer, but it's just processing through all the feelings and what you're holding on to, and yeah.
yeah.
um,
Yeah, it really
Well,
is. It's yeah, and we're at time. We've gone
yeah,
over.
Celeste, well, just to wrap us up, will you give us a sneak peek of tomorrow?
You know what? I haven't even looked at it. Let's look at it real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I can't even find my mouse. So sorry, y'all.
Because
Like you would think.
while Celeste is looking for this, you can join us. You can join us tomorrow. Reach out to any of us, Sarah, Celeste, Jordan, whoever you're friends with, whoever's feed you're seeing this on. Send us a message and ask how you can join the Power Hours because you can join us tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Eastern. It's real early if you're on the Pacific Coast, but it's a great way to start your day. So if you want to join the 6 a.m. club, it's not even 6 a.m. It's 6 a.m.
Yeah, it'd
It's
be
6
six.
a.m.
I'll
over
take
on the,
it.
if you want
Yeah.
to join the 6 a.m. club
You know,
over on the Pacific Coast, do it.
that's like it's the perfect way to start the morning. And sisterhood and a really grounded, spiritually grounded. We do start with prayer requests, things like that. And then like that takes 3 minutes. It's not this like, oh, a 15-minute thing. And then we just start focusing on our own stuff and it's been amazing. So tomorrow is Friday, right? And so I really did want to spend that first 15 minutes just recapping with each other, not online, and getting really spiritually grounded. And then we're going to look through our stuff, what performed well, what felt aligned. And so it's not all about content on social media. I've built a whole funnel system this week just in these 15 minutes. So I'll look at that. And then we'll be pre scheduling for next week just to kind of wrap it up and feel you know, okay, this week's done. We're gonna pre-schedule for next week, but also look at the oh my gosh, the weekend. What word is
Yeah,
that?
feels like a
And then
deep breath.
We're gonna celebrate with y'all the accomplishments. So we'll come back with our stats and our analytics if we have any, and let you know. So that's what we're doing. And that's in a 15-minute, like those are 3 15-minute things. Sounds like a lot. It happens really quickly. And I'm excited about it. So,
So am I.
yay. Yep, it's all a win. Okay, guys, we'll see y'all tomorrow for wrap up of week 1. You can join us. I'm telling y'all. Implementation with sisterhood. You can't beat it. All right. I'll see you later. Bye, y'all.